Warning, this video contains spoilers for the February 28th, 2023 edition of NXT. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to go back and watch it later, please do not continue. We're going to get right into it. Tonight was wild. We started the night off very fast with all the superstars backstage trying to get to the ring. We thought Dabba-Kato would challenge for the title, but Apollo Crews came out of nowhere and they started brawling. And while they did that, a returning Nathan Frazier jumped into the ring and they started their match. And it was a physical one. Both of them went back and forth showing off their athleticism. But in the end, Wesley was able to retain his NXT North American Championship. And right after that, we saw Wendy Choo was taken out in the parking lot. We only saw that her arm was injured. Next, we saw Indus go 2-on-2 with Briggs and Jensen. It was another very physical match. But Brooks Jensen's head was not in the game the entire match, which led to Indus getting the upper hand and picking up the win. And then Jinder Mahal called out the Creed brothers for a 6-man tag match at NXT Roadblock. Next, we saw a very passionate promo by Gigi Dolan, mainly speaking about the adversity that she has overcame. She ended up calling out JC Jane for a match next week at NXT Roadblock. Next, we saw a very physical match between Meiko Satomura and Zoe Stark. It was very back and forth. Both women got in so much great offense. But in the end, the final boss was able to pick up the win and she went face to face with the NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez before their title match next week. The Creed brothers were looking for a third man for their 6-man tag team match. They went to Damon Kemp after everything and he denied them. So the NXT champion Braun Breaker stepped in. It will be Braun Breaker and the Creed brothers versus Indus and Jinder Mahal next week. Next, we saw another physical match between Sol Ruca and Elektra Lopez. It was very back and forth, but in the end, when Elektra Lopez went for her brass knuckles, Valentina Feroz took them, and Sol Ruca hit the Soul Snatcher, picking up the win. After the match, Elektra Lopez was going off on Valentina Feroz, so she used the brass knuckles on her. Next, we saw a very athletic match between Tiffany Stratton and Katana Chance. Katana Chance was dominating most of the match, but Alba Fire and Isla Dawn distracted her and Tiffany Stratton was able to pick up a big win. And then after the match, she said that she is next in line for the NXT Women's Championship. Next, we saw another very physical match between Axiom and Hank Walker. It happened because they stopped each other from accepting the open challenge. It was very back and forth, but Axiom picked up the win. Shawn Michaels accepted Grayson Waller's invitation to the Grayson Waller Effect next week. And in the main event, Carmelo Hayes and Tyler Bate went off. Such a very physical, athletic match between the two. But with a little bit of help from Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes picked up a big win and then called out Braun Breaker.